Now, let's take a deeper dive into movement and posing animals. Understanding walk cycles and how animals naturally tend to sit and move will help you come up with your own poses when drawing animals from imagination and imaginary creatures as well. So, a walk or a run cycle is a breakdown of the individual frames of an animal in motion. So here I'll be doing a flight cycle for a bird, and I'm going to be using a side view throughout. I simplified the cycle into 6 frames, but we could honestly build it out to even 4 times that amount. And this is just a standard flight cycle for a bird that I made up, but if you observe closely, you'll find that different species of birds have their own individual flight patterns, and different quadrupeds each have their own unique gait. And I know that can sound overwhelming, but there's some repeating patterns across the board that we can study and apply to multiple species. So, for example, most hoofed animals will have a similar walk cycle with slight variations depending on the species, right? So, if I studied a walk cycle for a deer, I could use that information and assign it over and over for similar animals. And with each of these studies, I can now use it to project into a 3/4 view. We can also break down different actions like a jump or a fall into individual frames and capture all kinds of movement, just like we did with the study of a static view before incorporating perspective. We're doing the same thing now when capturing movement. Over time, you'll get more and more familiar with how animals naturally tend to move and the range of the motion that different animals are capable of. Also, when you're sketching a pose where a part of an animal, like the limb or a wing, is covered, I'll still draw through and block that in on the other side, at least with a direction line. So instead of just drawing the part that you see, account for the entire structure of the animal, especially when it's animals that you haven't drawn before or a motion that you haven't drawn before. And this will help you maintain perspective, especially in these dynamic poses. Also, the more you practice drawing something in one specific angle, it'll translate over into other subjects. So, for example, let's take this head in a 3/4 product view, and I'm just using this basic shape for it. For my first animal, I'll be drawing a tapir. And I'm just using this structure as a base for my perspective. And I'm going to take that same perspective, but just assign different proportions on this basic shape to draw out different animals. So for this next one, I'll do a generic reptile. And for the next one, I'll do a canine, like a maned wolf. So notice the similarities across all 3 very different animals, like how much of the eye we see on the other side, the ears for those that have it, and the plane change that happens from the top to the side of the head. And below, I'll take another angle of an animal facing away, and I'm just going to make up some animals that are in the same perspective. So once you get familiar with drawing something from imagination in one specific angle, try doing the same thing for other animals. You'll find that it does translate even with vastly different proportions. So take that animal that you were sketching in the previous video and then try to find a walk cycle or a video of the animal in motion. If you can't find a clear video of that specific animal, just check out some related animals. So, for example, if I can't find a walk cycle for a hyena that I'm trying to draw, I'll try to find a dog or a wolf or a fox in motion. And feel free to sketch out a full walk cycle or just capture a side view of an animal in motion. Then try to project that into a 3/4 view from your imagination. Alright, I hope this video was helpful and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!